Hello, and welcome to Stem Cells Unveiled. From basics to breakthroughs, I'm Dr. Sukant Khurana, your host. We are on episode 5, the heart of the matter, stem cells and cardiovascular health. Leading us today is again the phenomenal Basudha Banerjee, a stem cell regenerative medicine collaborator who's been steering this series with incredible insights. Basudha, take us to the heart of it.
Thank you, Dr. Khurana. I'm so glad to be back. So, talking of heart, it is such a vital organ, and the idea that stem cells could repair it or even rebuild it, that's incredible. That's kind of science that keeps me up at night. So, today we are exploring how stem cells can mend heart tissue after a heart attack and the latest clinical trials pushing treatment forward. And then we would also discuss with the mind blowing potential of growing heart tissue or even entire heart in laboratories. So let's get started with the repair post heart attack. Dr. Khurana, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about stem cells and heart damage?
You're in the driver's seat, Basudha, and I'm loving the energy. I would say it's the challenge heart muscles don't regenerate well. So stem cells stepping in to rebuild that tissue is a big deal. Um, and it's not just regenerating in the right place is a big deal. I would hand it over to you on that.
Yeah, I mean, that is the crux. So, a heart attack or a myocardial infection, it sort of cuts off the blood flow, killing the cardiomyocytes and the basic heart's beating cells. Unlike the skin or the liver, as we previously discussed, the heart barely repairs itself. So, scar tissue forms and the function takes a hit. Then comes the entry of stem cells. Mesenchymal stem cells, they often from the bone marrow or even adipose tissue, can be injected into this damaged area. So they don't always become a new heart cell directly. Instead, they release sort of growth factors like the vascular endothelial growth factor, which would eventually boost the blood vessel growth and reduce inflammation. I've read a lot of studies where these cells improve the ejection fraction and how much the blood the heart pumps out. See, it's not a full fix yet, but then, of course, it is a lifeline. And what is your take on the mechanism?
It's fascinating those paracrine effects, where stem cells act like tiny pharmacies, secreting factors to wake up heart's own repair systems. They're a real game changer.
Yeah, tiny pharmacies. I love that. And sometimes stem cells do differentiate. Induced pluripotent stem cells or iPSCs, they can be coaxed into cardiomyocytes in the lab and then can be transplanted. I understand it is trickier, but the potential is huge. Which brings me to clinical trials. Because this isn't just a lab talk, it's almost hitting the clinic. There's a trial I'm obsessed with. So, a CADUCEUS study used Cardiovascular-derived cells, stem cells from heart biopsies, and injected it into the post-heart attack in one of the patients. So, patients showed less scar tissue and better heart function about a year later. Then there is the BMI trial with the bone marrow cells. There are sort of mixed results, but it is, of course, teaching us dosing and the timing matter. Optimization often takes a lot of time. So, any trials that you have been following, Dr. Purana?
Yeah, the CADUCEUS one stands out for me. I would add CONCERT HF trial combining mesenchymal and cardiac stem cells for heart failure patients. Sort of the early data looks very promising.
Yeah, the concert HF, that is a great call actually. The combo therapies, they are so exciting. Emerging treatments are pushing the boundaries too. So take exosomes, for instance. Exosomes, those little vesicles, stem cells release, they are being tested to deliver repair signals without even transplanting the cells, which could dodge rejection. I mean, talking of this, there is the stem cell lab at AIMS Delhi. They're extensively working on using exosomes from the stem cells to treat a variety of diseases. And then there is gene edited stem cells, the CRISPR iPSCs, to make them better at surviving the hostile post attack environment. I've been geeking out over the trials, tweaking hypoxia resistance in these cells. It's like giving them a survival kit. The progress is thrilling, but we are still ironing out kinks like cell retention. Most injected cells wash away fast. So, do you also see any hurdles in such treatments?
Yeah, retention is a very big one for sure. Only about 5 to 10% of cells stick around. Delivery methods like scaffolds or patches are starting to address that down.
Yeah, scaffolds, that is really brilliant. So, in fact, I would like to add on to this. I was in one of the research institutes and I sort of isolated mesenchymal stem cells from biopsy mice. And on the other hand, I also prepared a scaffold. So, my entire aim was whether the scaffold could induce properties that would bring about the differentiation of mesenchymal stem cells into myocytes, eventually helping in muscle repair. Anyways, let's get back on the track. So, scaffolds, that seems to be a perfect lab grown stuff because this is where my jaw drops, honestly. Imagine growing heart tissue or even a whole heart from stem cells. We are already making cardiac patches, sheets of iPSC-derived cardiomyocytes that are layered on biocompatible biomaterial rich scaffolds. So these patches contract like real heart tissue and then in animal models integrate the heart to boost function. I've also seen a lot of videos of these patches beating in the dish. It seems so unreal. And the whole organs. We're not there yet, but decellularized heart scaffolds, where you strip a donor heart to its matrix and reseed it with the stem cells, are definitely in the works. So the dream is patient specific heart grown from their own iPS. Dr. Khurana, how close do you think we are to that?
Well, it's tantalizing close yet very far because animal studies are promising, but scaling to human hearts and ensuring vascularization, maybe we are talking of decade or two, optimistically.
Yeah, the decade or two feels like forever, but then I'm, of course, very hopeful. The tech, 3D bioprinting, organoids, that is evolving so fast. Cardiac organoids, mini heart like structures from iPSCs, they're already helping us to study diseases and use them as drug testing disease models as well. Every step is getting us closer to the sci fi science fiction future of a lab grown heart. This feels moving at lightning speed, and it's all about giving patients better options like less scarring, stronger hearts, or even new ones someday. Dr. Khurana, thank you for letting me lead this. It's been a blast digging into the heart of stem cell science.
Yeah. So you've been phenomenal, Basudha, painting a very vivid picture of hope and progress. That's episode 5, folks, led by brilliant Basudha Banerjee. Next time, we'll dive into stem cells and neurology. If you have got any questions, any suggestions, please post them in the comment section. It was pleasure having you here, Vasudha. It was pleasure having listeners listen to our podcast on stem cell biology. Thank you, everyone.